Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role playing games with friends. This is part of Star Wars Saturdays, which I sometimes run on Sundays because the acronym still holds SWS? Question mark. In Star Wars Saturdays, this is an ongoing anthology tabletop role playing game campaign where each month I choose a different RPG system. Often there are repeats, but at this point, I have run 65 different RPG systems, all set in Star Wars. Sometimes it's just shaving off the edges. Sometimes it's just dropping it wholesale and saying, this is in Star Wars. We are playing Spirit of 77, which is a Powered by the Apocalypse game, inspired by the idea of the media and tropes of the 70s. And I was inspired by Mike Ferdinando when he was talking about the Gauntlet on the Gauntlet podcast about this game. And I was like, hey, wait, Star Wars came out in 1977. This seems like a marriage made in heaven. So we're giving it a shot. This is our second session, and we do have a new player joining us. Greg was unable to join us last week, but he has made his character and is joining us here. We are playing in the timeline after the original trilogy, year and a half, 2 years after the original trilogy. So Palpatine's dead. He'll never be seen again. We're sure of it because he fell down a hole in a space station that blew up. So obviously gone forevermore or something. And we're playing on a planet that hasn't been seen on any of the live action Star Wars media. It was mentioned in Rogue One. There was a senator from this planet called Terrace, which was created for the Knights of the Old Republic video game. I think is really cool. It is a city planet, not unlike Coruscant, except that there are 3 extant levels, and it's fallen into ruin over the course of a few thousand years. It's just slowly gone down, 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 down. So they're definitely on the lower city of Terrace, a lot of slums, and it's in rough shape. However, upper city where the Imperials live, and as well as the rich folks, it looks pretty good. So it's very stratified in class-based areas. There's also a little bit of speciesism in that there are very few non-humans allowed in the upper levels. As I mentioned, Imperials, yes, this place is still under the control of an Imperial warlord, and the rebellion, aka the New Republic, has yet to wrest control of the planet from the Imperial fist that remains. We are telling a story as inspired by 70s tropes as possible. So we have a little bit of street level crime, some we're gonna have some kicking down doors, and probably a foot race chase down the city streets because it's fun. Let's go around the horn and have everyone introduce their returning characters, and then Greg will introduce his character, and we'll work out a few hooks between everyone before we jump back into the action. I'm going to start from the left-hand side of the character keeper, heading towards the right. So Andesh, if you could introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Yeah, I'm Andesh. I use the he, him pronouns. I'm playing Jessica's hermit, she, her. She is maybe human, maybe near human alien. She's the glam sleuth. So she's a private detective who's kind of a celebrity, at least for the moment. She's mostly into this for the thrills, but she is pretty good at it.
Indeed. Next up, Stephen.
Hi, my name is Stephen. My pronouns are he, him. Today I'm playing Drew Thal. He's a Bith, which is the guys who play the horn in the cantina and all that kind of stuff. And he is the rocker all-star. So he comes from a backwaters planet where his family raised Nerf. So he basically, herded these animals. They're kind of like space buffalo. and he was really good at it. So he one of his skills is like parkour and that kind of stuff, getting around and hurting the nerf in the right direction. But what he's really good at is he's good at music. So he's gone off and played a few gigs and kind of made a little bit of a name for himself um, off world, because that's what he really wants to do, and he's seeking out adventure.
Thank you so much, Stephen. And last but not least is Will.
Hi, I'm playing Inez, pronouns she, her. Inez is a Twi'lek, former cartel crime lord of the notorious 1313, who got out while the getting was good with a load of credits, leaving behind just one bitter ex-girlfriend with some violent tendencies, and has made her way over to Taris, pursuing another Twi'lek who has fallen afoul of the cartel. One Tags Earthburner, a bounty hunter who went into debt and was kidnapped by them. And so Inez came here thinking that she was going to have to take the local cartel apart and search for her former ally. But turns out that things are more complicated than they seem. And it may not just be the cartel that needs an ass kicking.
A lot of asses that need kicking in Terrace. Kicking a lot of assets. Sorry. By the way, occasionally I may glance down and chuckle. I've turned on the Zoom automated transcripts because I want to see how well it works and see if there's an option that shows up on the YouTube video of our game. I don't know if it does. We'll find out at the end of this session when I upload this up. And last but not least is our new player, Greg. If you could introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your character.
Hey everyone, I'm Greg. I use he, him pronouns. I'm going to be playing Mr. Gulster. Mr. Gulster is ex-cop and used to work for the terrorist security force. Zinj has, of course, brought in Imperial security, but Mr. Gulster, the white shiny helmets. Mr. Gulster is the ace pilot, as well as the former badge. Now, he is a pilot of a really sick speeder van. If you actually scroll down on the character keeper, I have picked out the AA5 speeder truck, which is a extended cannon. Just a big, beefy truck. Used to be his main ride when he was a cop, because he is a former badge. It's a surveillance van. It has like really kind of mundane art of probably like Coruscant on it on the side, just another city planet. He carries a really chunky old slug thrower, not even a blaster, and he also has Duracrete knuckles made out of Duracrete, because I needed a melee weapon. And then I think I need to do some hooks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, please.
All right. So I have a thought for Drew. Blank is my good luck charm when I'm flying. I think Drew's music might be Mr. Gulster's jam.
Awesome. So I have a move that's like groupies, so I'm gonna put you tentatively under my list of groupies, right? But yeah, that sounds great. I think you have the Star Wars equivalent of a cassette tape in your ship.
It's this chunky, it's like the data discs from Rogue One, but it's just gigantic. It has like 3 tracks on it, and they're deep tracks from Drew Thal's band.
That's awesome.
Do you like it when I play your music back? Like your old stuff?
Oh, yeah. I think I do, but I think what you have is like some bootleg recordings, like from a show at some point. And I'm like, where'd you get that? Yeah.
It has the applause in the background. Yeah. Great. Okay. Blank and I go way back from the old days. We're a team. I think that could work for Inez or Dessicus.
I think it works better for Dessicus. Dessicus is a local PI. I'm a crime lord who's recently come to thingy, but you know, like I think the only person I really have like an extended background with is Drew from another performance before he came to Taris. You know,
Okay.
that is when he was you know, fresh off the farm, and he was booked into what he thought was going to be the gig of a lifetime in Jaldarko's sleazy nightclub or something, right? And then, poor thing, you should get out of 1313 before you can't leave. Kind of stuff.
So Desiccus, like, when we worked as a team, were you also, I mean, you're obviously, you didn't take the former badge thing, but were you once with Terrace Police? Did I call you in on a job I couldn't solve?
Yeah, I don't think I've been a formal part of the police or anything. I think before I became a full-time PI, maybe I was some kind of analyst or something who would occasionally help out, that sort of thing.
Okay, so like we called on you, but it wasn't a formal arrangement. Like maybe I wasn't even supposed to be.
It was like a contractor or something. Like
okay.
Sherlock Holmes?
Sorry?
You're Sherlock Holmes, basically. And
yeah.
Ghoster was Lestrade, right?
And
That's so funny. I was thinking Dresden, but yeah.
And that kind of fits with the one I was thinking of for you, which is, I know one of your dirty secrets.
Oh, so that same case that I called you in on, I let them get away with it.
Ooh.
I framed somebody else for that crime. Even when you gave me the good information to turn that person in, but probably for reasons I haven't explained to Desiccus, I let them go.
That's great.
Okay.
Okay. Is there one of those questions you particularly like, Will?
Where do I see your questions?
They are on roll moves towards the bottom, right below my sweet ride, where I put the picture in the wrong freaking cells, and then I had to embarrassingly go back to the character. I was thinking I have something to prove too.
Yeah, something to prove. Or you owe me for something? Or I owe you for something, sorry. I owe you for a little job that you did for me. Maybe you we don't mean to get to say, but I owe you for a little job I did for.
I like that one. Okay.
Did you say why you let that perp go free, Mr. Gulster?
No, I did not tell Desiccus why.
Okay. We're definitely gonna.
You can feel free to insert that perp into any one of your existing NPCs.
Oh yeah. Certainly will. Thank you for that permission.
For a little job.
And I will give to you, Greg, the hook of I already have Desiccus as something I need. I'm going to have you're my best ally in my efforts. Because I think that my mission to take down
justice, payback.
Exactly right.
Two sides.
Yeah.
Game credits. Yeah.
You don't even have a badge anymore. You can't call what you do justice any more than mine is.
I sound like a Toydarian. Maybe I need to come up with something else.
I love it, frankly.
Okay. Cool. And then sorry, yeah, Stephen, you have
I have a connection with you.
Yeah.
Let me remind me, at the end of last session, we were struggling. The Black Sun had come after us. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think that, I think the one that makes the most sense for me is you have some connections I need to meet. And can I say that you have connections with Black Sun? Like, some of their operatives?
I have connections with everyone.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So I have connections you need to meet. I mean, I just want to tie that in a little bit to your character's sort of musical.
I
mean,
well,
is
I think through your connections in the past, I've gotten gigs, right?
Okay.
And maybe you know someone who has a bar or something like that, so I can go in and, you know, I kind of got my start here on Terrace, you know, because you knew people at the bar that could let me play.
I like it. Which one of them owns a bar? Oh, man. I mean, I don't know if this is the one that we've been encountering, but maybe Vasturdur, who leads a gang in the lower city. It seems like the real low lieutenant that I might know.
Yeah. Just so we're clear, Vastudur is the person that beat on Desiccus and turns out is a fan of Desiccus. Sorry about this. Punch.
That sounds perfect then. We have a little triangle there with Desiccus too.
Cool.
Sorry, we didn't clarify. What was the job that Mr. Golster did for Inez? Is this like when you first got to Planet? I did something to help you out?
Yeah, I think maybe it was, you know, like, we can keep it vague, but like helping me spoof some credentials, maybe because you got contacts in the Force still, or like tracking down people, you know, like, you know, I was like, listen, I need a cop who I can trust. And we both know there's no such thing. So
I think I like that there was like a moment that you were like at a checkpoint with bad credentials, and Mr. Golster was able to like saw you in line and was like, "Argh!"
Yeah, I was thinking more that I searched you out because I knew that I had bad credentials, and but I like that was maybe how it was. I'm like, no, my friend is just coming. He's somewhere.
Oh, my old friend Inez.
Yeah, forearm hug, right? Like,
Poor Inez getting crushed by a big basilisk. Good stuff.
You picked me up from the airport with those credentials and in your van, and Inez clearly got into that van and was like, what a sweet ride.
Nice. Any more hooks we want to throw out, or are we good? I think we're good. Okay. So we had ended our last session with the three, Drew, Inez, and Desiccus, taking off in a speeder. I would like to, after the events of what you have done at the Upper City Dueling Ring, I'd like to award, in quotes, 1 heat to all 3 of you.
I have to take more heat.
Oh, you may have 2 heat then.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty obnoxious.
You were pretty obnoxious, yeah. So let's give you a 2nd heat. Heat is a thing that allows me, as the DJ, that's the name for the GM in this game, to lay down the law. So I can use heat to send the local authorities, ISB, or other agents of the man after the PCs. 2 heat means I can hassle you. 1 heat just means I, snoop around.
When I interact with regular folks, roll with something extra if you have any heat.
You're rolling something extra for 2 things that you do constantly. So that's great. Let's pick up with the crew coming into a place where Mr. Golster could be found. So, Mr. Golster, are you at a diner? Are you at a lower city bar of some kind? Are you at home? Where is it that this crew comes in that is probably a semi-public place.
So you were just at a fighting ring.
Yep, up in the upper city.
Up in the upper city. I think Mr. Golster kind of hangs out in the lower city for the most part.
Totally
so
works
probably
for me.
like a public park. And it's when you're freelancing, you can have a lunch break, whatever. And so it's like 10. This is Mr. Golster's second meal of the day. And he's just chilling with the van open, like right outside. And they probably like come across him leaving the turbo shaft or whatever.
Cool. So let's say you guys are on foot. This is a place that's a park. It's lower city, so it's a little run down. We got lots of cracks in the Duracrete sidewalks. It's just outside of a place called Sunny's Cafeteria. If you look on row 17 of the NPCs and places, you'll see a picture of what Sunny's Cafeteria looks like.
Swoop gangs like to go there.
Oh yeah, exactly. There's some swoop gangers around, and I gotta highlight that maybe when we frame up the introduction of Mr. Golster while he's eating his 11sies, there's a cool kick-ass mural. So if you see also on row 17, there's this wild multicolored many layers and lots of people having written their names in Arabic mural. So that's where we bring in Inez, Dessicus, and Drew. Drew, so we say it's like 10 in the morning at this point. So it's daytime. Interesting. So we're going to have to, I'm not hard framing the scene. We're going to find this scene. Inez, have you brought this crew to Golster because he knows stuff?
And if we're going to get to the bottom of why Black Sun and the cartel are working together, we're going to need some help. And there's only one person I know around here who knows how it all fits together. Better than even you, Dessicus. Cut over to, yeah.
A very not, it doesn't seem well connected, Mr. Golster. Is Golster similar to like Dexter from Dexter Jester in that he has little crumbs of food and the like stains, or is he cleaner than that?
It's just decoration.
Nice. Cool. You see your man, Drew Thal, cruising up with Inez, the beautiful but dangerous Twi'lek, and the wild green-haired Descus, or met the glam sleuth, Mr. Golster. You know them all, but I don't know if you've ever seen them all three together at the same time. What do you do when they approach?
Drew, I was just getting to the good part. And it like points to the van because he's just kind of gotten like, leaned out one side. Drew, and turns up the volume.
Nice.
And like leaves the volume a little bit loud. Inez.
Ulster. And she steps back as those forearms reach out. Yes. I still haven't cleaned. I haven't managed to get the stains out of the last time you did that.
Like leaving the music loud so people can't hear. It gets close. Why are you here?
Well, you know Dessicus, right? Private Eye.
He and the Sarge go way back.
Well, turns out that little thing I'm looking into may be bigger than I imagined.
Mr. Golster does a spit take. Oh, yeah. You're not very good at making friends, Inez.
I don't need friends. I have you, Gulster.
Let's find somewhere more private, yeah? And hits the button, and all the doors start closing up, and the mural becomes complete, and there's a part where it still needs a little more work, and it's got some mud splashed up on it where the Emperor's statue should be.
Nice.
There's got to be you said let's go somewhere more private as like the hidden becks or the Zidhounds, sorry, right, rocked up to Sunny's with the massive noise of their swoop bikes coming up behind us, and we all peered out over this garbage strewn chain, like Star Wars chain wire fence sort of park, right? It's got to be one of those sleazy parks. What I always imagined Battery Park to be like from just movies.
From movies, yes. Sweet. So the four of you are huddled in with Gulster in there. I don't imagine that even a big van like this is super spacious. Do we have shag carpet?
Maybe like
by
a
the way,
driving scene. Like we're all talking while Gulster's driving. Like we're sat in the
yes,
back, right?
Oh,
like,
suspiciously, there's no rear view mirror.
Yeah,
because those are always taken out in 70s.
Drew gets shotgun though. Just you're all my friends, but Drew gets shotgun.
And we see the shag carpet floor in the back of the van, right? We had a request, so I'm just fulfilling a wish for shag carpeting. I hope you don't mind, Greg.
Yeah, no, it's bantha shag. It's good stuff.
Ooh, shag, writing that down.
Careful, it's imported.
So the four of you are tooling around in Mr. Gulster's fly sweet ride. And this ride is conspicuous, if I remember correctly, right?
It's obviously not street legal.
That's right. That's
well, okay, because it does have inconspicuous as a tag, so maybe I should change that up. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, huge. It's inconspicuous but huge.
I mean, it's a white van, right?
Yep.
Is that gun that we see in the picture, is that gun on top, or is that not on top?
No, if it is there, I would, if I could like Photoshop something, I'd probably just add that antenna that's on the back, just add another antenna where that gun is.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to check.
Surveillance van.
Yeah, surveillance team. I totally want to have a Miami Vice like big bug on top, but I shan't. That's 80s, so we don't need it.
and as we're driving down, right, and there's that music on, and the shots and everything. So we were two people came after. Well, some thugs came after Desiccus, right, Hermit? What was their name? Smiley,
and you
right?
beat them up, Desiccus!
Was more I who took the beating this time, but that's how it goes.
Mr. Gulster hits the brakes a little hard. Oh, these are not friends of mine. We've parked a less conspicuous place a little farther away from that bar. So, Black Sun?
And the cartels.
Yeah, and as I knew it was the cartel, you're in my van. It's always the cartel with you.
Yes, but if Black Sun and the cartel are working together, then there must be this must be a local job. There's no way that the higher-ups would ever approve of such a link. They're sworn rivals. Maybe this is Hajar's side thing? Who knows? But whatever it is, we've got to get to the bottom of this.
Or we've got to get Drew on the stage for this, huh? It starts like grabbing Drew with two arms and shaking him. You always wanted to play. You always wanted to play at Vasdodor's place.
That sounds great. I can do that. Yeah.
Now see, you come looking to me with friends. You already have the friends.
I'm not sure how Drew putting on a concert is going to help us take down this conspiracy.
Inez, you will look great. You will look great in black as a technician. Desiccus too.
I always look great.
And hey, yeah, the whole band can fit in here.
Meta-wise, I am actually confused as to how Drew playing a game, playing a
I'm
song
also
on it.
like, well,
Yeah.
this is fascinating.
Well, because so I'm thinking that the whole cartel will like the Black Sun people will be there, and if we can find the cartel people there at the same time, like if we throw a big enough shindig, people from both groups will be there.
Maybe like when it's the big guy's birthday and they invite all of their rivals to pay their respects, right? And it's all kind of like, oh, it's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. But then immediately, as soon as they go out back to have a cigarette, they're going like, I fucking hate that pendejo. Like,
Yeah,
like,
that could be, a big show of some kind. Sounds really interesting. And it plays into our rocker stuff pretty well. So
because we already have Hajo's fighting ring, right? We've sort of covered that side. Maybe it's the Black Suns, Corgan the Black's like life day or something. I don't know.
Corgan the Blacks. Oh yeah. No. Hey, how about this? It's Elisar's birthday. That way we like tie in a little bit of Drew, and she would certainly be into it. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because it's also like they put the biggest parties on for their family, right? Because like that's how like you're not disrespecting me, you're disrespecting my family. What the hell? Like,
And
yeah.
I don't think this was her birthday either. I think this was her anniversary of being made. Right? That's your new birthday.
Oh, okay. So, Inez, I tell you, keep records of all your friends' days. See, Elisar, she is made in 1 week time, and then the anniversary, big party, lots of people come. We make sure all the Zid are there. We had all of the people of the Black Sun, get all of the cartel, make sure everyone knows.
I don't think we need to. I think that Corgan can run his own party, but if we could be the entertainment, then we would have eyes on everything. And they will certainly invite whoever there is in the cartel. They could use this as an opportunity to speak with Smiley and their friends, who will surely be in attendance too. Could be a good opportunity for us to get some payback, huh, Desiccus?
We're all thinking like criminals. I love it. Where are we getting food?
And Mr. Gulster throws out, when are we getting food? You guys you're still driving around, right? Gulster, I think you're still
I've parked kind of just a little bit away, but yeah, I think we could totally run into some flack if that's what you're thinking. Yes,
flack is coming. I think what we see is there's like a red flash of light outside, and then a whoop, one of those where they just blurp the horn to grab everyone's attention. You see a pair of Imperial speeder bikes just sidling down whatever alleyway where you pulled off Mr. Gulster. A couple of scout bike troopers there, and they wait to see if you're going to drive off and they give you chase, or if you're going to remain there. Mr. Gulster, what do you do?
Oh, this happens all the time. Gets out. Hey! I'm a big friend of the Imperials. Like holding his heart with two arms and arms wide out with the other two arms.
I think one of them just casually unsnaps the little thing on his. Remember the squat little blaster pistols that the scout bike troopers have. It's a subtle "do not come up and hug me" gesture.
How can I help you?
We're looking for a Twi'lek. Reports that one got into your van.
My van? Oh, there are many ones like this one. And it just slaps the back of the thing in like a particular pattern that Inez might know.
Yeah, we got orders to bring her in. You're not going to make any trouble, are you?
Officers, I was once a basilisk of the law, not unlike yourselves.
I sincerely doubt you were anything like we were.
No, you are more handsome. No, I think you are mistaken.
Aside.
And he slides off of his speeder bike. It continues to hover there. He's going to make his way towards the front of your van. What do?
I'm going to let them investigate, but I am going to disable their speeder bike.
Ooh, that sounds dangerous and tricky.
That sounds like I need a roller.
Yeah. I will share you the roller.
I got it.
Okay, cool. So we'll deal with that in just a second, but I do think you're going to be acting despite imminent danger or working under pressure. So you'll be keeping your cool. You describe how you do it. If you're powering through, getting out of the way and acting fast, quick thinking, serenity or mental fortitude, or charm and social grace, then that determines what stat you're rolling.
Would this count as me dealing with the local authorities? Then I do get to roll with something extra. Okay.
You're dealing with the local authorities, probably not on the up and up, but it is dealing with them. So I'll allow it. I'm that judge on every court drama. I'll allow it.
Okay. So that's 3d6, right?
Yeah.
I think this is brains. This is quick thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll deal with that in just a second. Drew, you were sitting up front riding shotgun, and maybe you glance out the side view mirror. We now have side view mirrors on the speeder van. And you see that there is a scout bike trooper that is making its way.
So I'm going to head
inside the van.
I'm going to head to the back. Inez, what are you doing?
As you turn to head to the back, Inez is pulling the gun out, and she's saying, there's going to be 2 dead stormies in a second unless you get this van moving, Drew.
Let's just try and be calm. You can go shooting here in a second. And I'm going to see, I think in the back of this van, there's like debris and miscellaneous stuff. I'm going to toss a tarp over Inez, right? Like in a couple of crates, so she's kind of hidden. And then take some of my band equipment, off on the side, so it looks like I'm kind of working with it. And as the cops come up, I'm going to slide the door open, to talk to them about it. Yeah. I think there's a hole there in that tarp so that Inez can see.
I imagine that you sort of like grabbed me and I was like, stiff. And then you sort of just gently moved me to in between 2 speakers that were up against the thing, right? And then like I was like, suspicious look, and then you threw the tarp over the top of the 2 speakers kind of thing. And I'm just like at the back of the van, like in the shadows, gun glinting occasionally in the thing to be like cinematic.
And we occasionally get the shot of Inez in there, and we see like the light coming through that, her hole, so you see it kind of across her face. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I know what Drew is doing and Inez, but Desicus, I mean, you're not the kind of person to hide away, and you're back here too. What are you playing along with Drew, doing your own thing?
Yeah. I think I'm yeah, I've just I think I'd like tear off a panel or something on the equipment and just pretend that I'm tinkering with it and trying to fix it.
So you're buying into Drew's
Yeah.
chicanery. You could, if you wanted to, help somebody out. As
Sure.
I'm going to ask Drew, because you don't have leverage, so you're not getting what you want. You're not threatening violence. So you're not getting in someone's face. I think, Drew, what you're doing is actually keeping your cool using charm and social graces. Does that feel like what you're angling to do here?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, let's have you roll plus smooth.
Okay. Let's see.
So do I roll my help somebody out before or after?
If you intend on helping, let's have you go ahead and do that ahead of time. So you roll plus the hooks you have with them. And on a hit, they get a +1 on their roll. On a 7 to 9, you have also exposed yourself to danger, have to pay a cost. I like it.
Yeah. So it's I have one hook with
Right.
Drew, right?
Right.
So the roller +1, 2d6s, and that's a 9.
Nice. So you're mixed up in it, but you give a +1 to Drew.
Maybe the troopers recognize Dessicus.
Yeah. I have fairly distinctive appearance, so
That's Hermit. Yeah, I know.
When I got a 10.
Nice. So on a 10, on a hit, you do it, and there is not a complication. So yeah, the most boring result of all is full success.
Well, I think.
What do you say, Drew?
Yeah. I think what we see is the camera kind of zoom in, and I'm like, I'm heading to a gig, officer. If I don't get there soon, it'll be a problem. We see that bead of sweat come down, and the music kind of gets upbeat, and it kind of zooms in, and we see. I think we actually see the tip of a blaster come out through that hole, right? Where Inez is like, yeah.
And that's awesome. They seem to buy it, but perfunctorily, one of them pops over a disc, and you see this little hollow, and it's Inez, but it's Inez in a different outfit, like one of her dancing days, maybe. It's older. What's different about this? And like, it's definitely Inez, but what looks slightly different in this hollow of Inez that tells us that it was her in a younger time?
I think it is the fact that she's wearing the dancer's gear, that like
Nice.
It's all very like ornate and kind of purely, for the people. And whereas now when she wears nice stuff, it's kind of like high society kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like expensive. This looks cheap. Because Jaldaco was pretty cheap when it came to buying costumes for the girls.
It's going to end up on the floor anyway.
And I think that Drew sees the hollow and is like, oh.
We're looking for this girl. She's an escaped slave. Very dangerous.
I see some dancers come through from time to time. I'll keep my eyes open. Thanks, officer.
All right, you do that. Carry on.
And now we will see how Mr. Gulster was in his sabotage.
I'm not sure I want to sabotage them now, but it's already committed.
You could potentially, if you want to change that a little bit, you could put a tracker on them or something like that, or
use trackers in Star Wars.
Or you could bug their comms.
Ooh, bug their comms. Are you okay?
Same kind of thing, just a twist.
Yeah. I like bugging their comms because that's like, I'm pretty sure that's canon that they're like kind of tied into the speeder bikes, their comms. Yeah. All right. I like bugging their comms. Here we go. So I like all three dice. Let's just do all of those in total. No, that would be a 6.
Goodness. That is bad. I don't think that works for you.
I don't think
friend.
it works at all.
Hey, what are you doing?
And then they draw out their blasters, and I mean they're stormtroopers, right? So I think one of them fires.
Ooh.
Fire you messing with their stuff, man.
Yeah, it was worth a shot.
One of
Do I
us
need
has
to
to
roll
slide
take a
into the
hit?
front of the van and like try and drive, like as you jump in through the window, like four arms like sticking out of the side.
Yeah, they didn't hit you because these are legit
They are
stormtroopers.
Okay, right.
So they have stormtroopers aim. But yeah, the thing is that the gig is up. They went from everything's totally cool to, hey, get away from my speeder bike. And it looks like maybe Inez has hopped up front to drive away, or is that a Desica's thing? Because Drew, you moved out and you were.
I'm hidden in behind two massive
That's true.
speakers. I think I literally go like like the sort of peer out from the top and say, "Nice work, Drew. You really did it. I guess there's not going to be any kind of problem here. Hey, what are you doing? Do."
Yeah, I think I'm more like closer to the driver's seat since Drew was talking to the trooper. So I scramble over the back of the seat and into the driver's seat.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna do what I'm best at, which is probably something related to hustle. I'm just gonna beat feet to try and get back onto the side of the van. Anything I can grab onto, I'm happy with. But there are
Get
two
out of the way.
stormtroopers. Yeah, okay. But I am dealing with local authorities.
You are. You know exactly how they're gonna shoot.
Can't hit a thing. All right. Here we go. It's rolling -1 because I'm great at hustling.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 5.
That is another miss.
You get XP on a miss, by the way. So
yeah,
thank
it's
you.
true. You get XP on a miss.
2 XP. How many XP do I need to level up?
6.
Okay, not bad. All right.
Oh my god, this is great. So I think what happens on this, Mr. Gulster, is you imagine yourself diving in, but that doesn't quite. As the thing starts to zip away, you get your hands on the edge of the window, and now you're on the side, getting like flying through as the speeder zips along the end of the alleyway into the next Duracrete street, takes a hard turn, and you're just flopping on the side. They're running back to
I think whenever we took off, Drew was like, he heard the shots and like hit the ground, and then we kind of took off. I think the van door is still open, right? So he sees Mr. Golster's feet kind of, swinging around, and like is standing up trying to grab him and hold him, and yeah.
I think those speakers fell on top of Inez when you drove the van off.
Yes. That's great. Let's have you. I think you're trying to power through, Drew, and pull Gulster in as Descus is driving away from the speeder bikes. So let's have you roll plus might.
I think I'm trying to like turn. I realize it's not built for this, but I'm kind of trying to turn it a bit on its side so that he can kind of fall in instead of having to climb in.
That's awesome. Man, I wish there were more moves around driving and doing cool stuff like that. I think that's where we need Gulster, the ace pilot. But he's hanging off the side. This is so good. I tell you what then, Des, because it sounds like you're trying to help out, right? So let's go ahead and have you roll plus hooks.
Yeah, so that's with a +1 again. An 8.
Okay. You're mixed up in it too, which totally makes sense. You're giving a +1 to Drew as you mightily try to pull them in.
Okay, so that makes me flat. So let's see what that looks like. So that's a 7.
Okay.
Barely. Thanks for the help. Without the help, I wouldn't have made it.
Nice. I think a 7 to 9. There's also a complication. I think what happens is, this is harsh. So tell me if this is too much. But I think, Drew, you do it, but you bust like these two fingers get mashed up pretty hard.
Ooh,
It's
I
gonna
like
be
that.
hard to play. It's
Yeah.
gonna be hard to play.
I think I'll have to tape those fingers together, and then I'll have to change the notes a little bit to, yeah.
On the fly. That's
Yeah.
great. Fantastic. So Gulster, you get yanked in, the door swings shut after you. We see the cool mural again on the side, and you guys are racing along in Lower City. You know they're going to continue to call in more cops until they catch you. If you don't give them the slip, Dessicus, you're able to straighten the van out. There are a couple of speeders that zip by ahead of you. You're low on the ground. This is like walking area, but you're zipping along on the Duracrete street, all the cracks and the patches and the like. And there's one, we pass by one of those areas where there's a couple of transient folks, and they're around an astromech droid where the head's been pulled off and it's like a little barrel fire, and you keep going. And I think you zip past a number of the Zid hounds as they're out on their ride, and they see they're like, yeah, they start yelling for you guys because you're getting chased by the imps, and now there's like 4 speeder bikes behind you. What do you do, Dessicus?
I think I'm trying to like help Gulster over so that he can get into the driver's seat.
You're driving great, my friend.
yeah, Sarge, you need to take over here, and try to like
Dessicus is
scramble
like,
and change in flight.
Scrapes along another speeder that's just idled and parked. And yeah, Gulster, I don't think Dessicus is doing quite as well as you could. Ace Pilot, it's probably time for you to try to finagle your way to the front of this speeder.
All right. I was going to do the super slab thing, but...
Oh, you want a super slab? That sounds awesome.
Oh, do you have something you want to do?
That's the comm unit, but I know, I think you're right. I should jump in the driver's seat.
I mean, if you want to, I can keep driving. Fine.
So I can use my comment. You've got a network of eyes on the road in every direction. When you reach out in the airwaves to assess the situation ahead, roll plus smooth. I don't know what it actually does.
So
get information.
Let me toss out a suggestion.
Sure.
It's very 70s, right? There's the car
it's very
chase.
BJ and the Bear. Yeah.
There's the car chase where the good guys slip into an alley or a car wash or something like that. So if you succeed on your, assess the situation, maybe you know where that is.
Is this like the convoy thing, like your CB radio?
Yeah, right. It's my big CB radio. Yeah, okay. So I think Dessicus, you're driving great, and then like I also like put one of my arms underneath the wheel to help drive just a little bit. And then I've got like 2 other arms doing like the comm thing. I'm grabbing the CB radio. And I think I'm also like, because we just passed the Zid hounds, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think I'm calling in like fake reports to on the Zid hounds frequency that like there's a Zid hound in the van to like get them to team up to make this like, we're in the front, imps in the middle, Zid hounds in the back. And then also looking for someplace that we can park this thing and not be
need to get out.
All right.
Okay. Awesome. Go ahead and roll plus smooth.
That's 2d6 plus 2.
And Will, which of the Zid hounds replies here?
I think it's Wild Thing.
Nice. Do you want to role play Wild Thing? This is a 14 that was rolled. So Wild Thing is able to give perfect information for this escape.
Good to hear you again, Big Gulster. Yeah, you need to turn left down on thing. We'll run interference on 7th. Make sure you take the L going off the 9th and come back down, and we'll make sure it's all 10-4 good, buddy.
You make my heart sing, Wild Thing. And Yeah, so we I relay those to Desiccus. Yeah, tail left and right, and up and down and in. And we I guess we successfully find a place
Yeah, you guys
to at least lay off a little of the heat here.
I think maybe we come to like a you know, like the Star Wars version of like a garage with like the roll down shutters. So probably like you know, like a hydraulic like like breaks halfway up, and then Wild Thing steps out and then lifts it the last bit and waves us inside. We're kind of in the Star Wars, kind of a pay and spray from Grand Theft Auto.
Yes, totally pay and spray. Very 70s. I love it. You zip in and then woo, 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 woo. Speeder bikes zip past you guys. And
so Wild Thing is a Tals. So really they're like
he was fitted with a
vocoder
when he was a slave to the Empire.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up again, Mr. Gulster. God, so insensitive. Killer.
All right.
So yeah, I think Descus, you notice that Drew is taping his fingers together. Looking pretty rough.
So I think that, you know, I've gone into the back where the crates have kind of, or the speakers have kind of fallen apart, and I kind of pull Inez out and kind of make sure she's out. By the way, I took a harm from that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 or 2?
Let's say 1, but it's very specific.
Yeah. So I think that once I get Inez out and everything, I tape those fingers together. I think Desiccus, you've got some harm too, don't you?
Yeah, I've got 3 harm from getting beat up last time.
So you're all bruised up regardless. So yeah.
Not the face. I specifically tell them not to punch me in the face.
Yeah, okay. He was into that. He got you in the breadbasket, so you don't feel great, but you still look great. And that's what matters.
Yeah, I always look great. I literally have a move to always look great.
So yeah, I think that I'm in the back and I'm kind of taping up. I'm taking the gaffer's tape, you know, equivalent. And I'm taping up those 2 fingers together and kind of trying to flex them a little bit. I think it's a big wad of tape that's over there. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So you guys had to find out that your next goal is to finagle being able to play at LSR's birthday party, but it's actually her anniversary party, where you know that the Black Suns have politely invited members of the Hut Cartel, and you expect and hope to find some evidence, some information about why they're working together. So what's the plan? How do you want to get yourselves invited to this gig?
Well, the reason we came to Gulster, of course, is that Gulster knows everybody.
It's true. I do. So I have to, reach out to a friend. I think, this is the kind of that connection we'd already talked about. This is Vestuder, the Twi'lek.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen at his club, right? Which is that on the lower section?
Yeah, I think that he.
Okay.
Oh, let's go with not a bar. What's a cool kind of 70s locale for a meetup? Like a public sporting event of some kind. What else can we think of? That park? I love that we just used the park. That's really awesome. What other very 70s?
Is this where they're holding the party, or is this where we're meeting?
You're meeting. I'm imagining you're just meeting at this point. You're just meeting.
I think of the docks. Or
the docks is great.
What does Vestuder do?
He's what?
Hanging Blower City.
Just saying, it's got to be the spaceport if it's the docks.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Spaceport is the docks. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. He's got a gang that pushes glitter stem. So they're all up in that trade.
Oh, I mean, if they do glitter stem trading, then maybe. Oh, I mean, the space dock does work. Trying to think like what else, or like, I love this because Mr. Gulster's ride is so will stand out like a sore thumb here, but like the high-end land speeder dealership.
Oh,
Or another option would be a garage. That's very 70s.
Yeah, garage. Yeah. Okay, so it's like where the Black Sun, their chop shop for land speeders.
yeah, I'm into that. Chop shop for land speeders.
It's where they cut holes in them and put the glitter stem in. They seal them all back up, and they're all really nice looking rides. Where Mr. Gulster's ride is not.
I like that. You guys into that? Cool. So, doesn't have to be the whole crew if folks feel the itch to do something on their own. So I'll ask Descus, are you in this scene?
Don't think I need to be, but I don't have anything else in particular. I'm fine with being there, but being in the background, like popping in if
Hold on, this is Descus' helmet. You're never in the background.
I'm just
Hermit,
thinking, like,
sorry, not helmet.
True.
There might be something else that maybe Inez and Descus need to do because the heat on them is a little higher, is it not?
It's true.
MS has higher heat. I'm still at 1, unless I got more for this. Maybe, I mean, if they saw me driving that
Oh
truck,
yeah, thank you very
probably-
much. Drew and Descus, please add 1 to your heat. You are also at 2 now. Gulster, you get 1 heat. You would get more, but you know, they felt sorry for you. You're not that dangerous. You just he was just pulled along for the ride.
I was
sir.
just trying to get my ride back. People took it over.
He stole his car.
It was a basilisk, and he said he was ex-law enforcement. There can't be too many of those on Terrace.
Nice. Oh, Will, you're so good at that. Okay, so everybody else has a lot of heat. Not that that's a bad thing while you're dealing with Vastadur, but traveling in the streets, you definitely need to deal with that.
So, but the Black Sun just beat down on Desicus, right?
That's true.
So
they don't want her around sniffing around, and she would literally be sniffing around.
Sniffing around. No, you could totally be in a very convincing disguise. Don't get me wrong.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Maybe because it feels as though the actual investigation stuff is in the thing, right? Because our leads are
in the actual
essentially itself, we know the Black Sun. We have no other leads on anything really. But you're arranging doing it. Drew's the guy who's like this whole swings around, you know, like his ability to play the gig. But Descus and Inez are fairly conspicuous characters in the underworld, so we need to do something that's maybe not taking the heat off us, but is making ourselves, you know, different kind of thing. Like maybe Descus is going to have to, maybe we'll come as like what was it that like Boshed, what Leia dresses up as in Return of the Jedi, but like find
Boosh.
Boosh.
Yes,
yeah,
full face mask.
Yeah, try and find some prosthetic-y sort of like devices and things to make ourselves into other species. Like I could try and make myself into whatever a Ahsoka is.
Oh, Zagruda? Yeah.
A Zagruda rather than a Twi'lek, right? And I'm like, well, you know, I don't suppose that private eyes ever need to have a call for disguises, do they, Desicus?
I tend not to work in disguise, but I suppose for this occasion, don't have anything. Don't have anyone on call for this.
That's because you could wear a helmet with a face guard that you can pull down at any point that you want to, so people can know it's really here.
Yeah, I was thinking some kind of just a face mask. Like she's wearing the same clothes or the same style of clothes, but she's got like a mask on.
Or like a veil or something?
Yeah, veil. That's great.
Nice. Brilliant. Good. So we have a makeover scenario. I don't know how 70s that is, but it's still delightful. So that is how you guys will be able to make your way into the party. But it's really up to Descus's connections, or sorry, Gulster's connections with, and Drew as a person selling his mainlining skills. And man, Drew, you got to be hoping they don't ask you to play, because your fingers, they hurt.
I'll make do. It'll be fine.
Only an all-star could pull this off. Gulster, you and Drew head into the garage, and I'm imagining there's like oil. It's one of those multi-level areas, and there's water or oil dripping down in certain spots. Heavy blaring music that's playing. Drew, Vastadur is a big fan of yours, so I think it's your kind of music, but maybe not you specifically playing.
Yeah, I think it's other kinds of music, like, what did I put down? I'm into Minga, so it's Minga music.
Oh, nice. Minga music. What is it about this Minga music that isn't, like, it's not as good as what you play?
I think Minga music focuses more on instrumental and less on vocals than some of the other music you hear. And this focuses in on what's the name of that instrument? The xantha.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thing. And that just makes it different. And I think the xantha is one of those instruments that's a little bit easier to learn. It doesn't take as much skill.
Totally. That's great. So we hear lots of long string. It's very, like, there's a bit of that 70s, oh, let's go on the bridge here, and then the xanth is going to do a long solo type thing. There's some Yes type maestro solo bits in the middle there, but not enough words. Like, it's not about anything. It almost just feels like just playing. But yeah, Gulster, you head into the place. There are a number of folks busy working. They're pulling off panels, and maybe the camera picks up that one of them like sliding something into a secret compartment before they replace the panels. And Vastadur is maybe something like directs you. He's in the office. He's got to have some staple of being more important. And when you head inside, see there's this actual wood, not like wood from someplace. Obviously, maybe this is from off-world. Who even knows? There's a nice wood desk. There's a cool reclining couch that maybe he's spent a few nights in. And Vastadur, the Twi'lek, is, yeah, maybe he's in the middle. When you guys open the door, he's finishing up a little hollow conversation. And he says, yeah, I'll take care of it. Hits a button and it winks out. Gulster, Drew Thal.
Vastadur! Hey, my friend.
Gets up, kind of slides out of his chair, comes over, gives you a quick, like, friendly hug. You guys, this is the guy this is the perp you let go.
Yeah. I give him that four-handed handshake, just enveloping his hand.
Yeah, he's got like regular hands. You got these meat hook things. He smiles. I didn't know you knew Drew.
I do. And my friend, Elisara. Is it not her birthday soon?
It's her real birthday, yeah.
And have you gotten her a present?
Of course I have. I got something really nice. One of the best speeders around. She's got to appreciate it, right?
How
Heads
good would
around,
it look
sits down.
if Drew Thal himself rides in that speeder?
He pulls up a bottle, sets it down, pours a couple of glasses. You looking for a gig, Drew, or are you just circling back around to the boss's daughter, boss's cuz?
I'm always looking for a gig, but Mr. Golster knows everybody. And, whenever I came talking to him, he said, well, maybe we could talk to, Mr. Vassadeur and see, if there was anything going on, because he had a special occasion in mind.
Yeah. Hey, Drew, is Descus all right? She okay?
Well, last I saw her, she was scared, but she was doing okay. She was making her way through the streets.
All right. No hard feelings. You see her again, you tell her no hard feelings. I like what she did, but a job's a job, right?
Yeah, but and who has it out for Desiccus.
A lot of people. That's who knows. A lot of people have it out for Descus.
Oh, that's
She's
not
sticking
good.
her nose in the wrong place. Tell her to stay away, but don't be mad.
I remember a time that Desiccus, back when I was on the force, and Mr. Golster gives Mr. Dur a very significant pinch on the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I was on the force, I spent half my paperwork trying to keep people away from Desiccus. The other half I threw in the trash.
He laughs with you. I wish you were still working the beat. Too many imps around.
Yeah. I had a run in with them today.
So you had asked him about Drew making an appearance and possibly playing.
Yes, I think I'm getting what you want.
I think so too. I think the
I'm using my
leverage is something that LSR will really want, and also you did this guy solid back in the day.
All
So
right.
can I help with that?
I think you can. It makes sense to me.
So I just thought of this. I think I've changed my outfit a little bit. It still looks a little bit fancy, but I've got like a white glove on now to kind of cover up that damage. And I think it just looks a little bit more showy. Maybe there's bangles on it or something.
Bangles.
Just a little bit more presence there. So that's a 9 to help out.
Okay.
Excellent.
Get a +1.
What does I get +1? Okay.
You get +1. Yeah.
Okay. So
you're rolling plus smooth +1.
Plus smooth, so +3.
And you're smooth, you're rolling +3. So 2d6 +3.
14.
What? That's crazy. It's the second 14 this game. Bananas. You really think LSR will be into it? Yeah, she will. She likes Drew. Big fan. Big fan.
And is it Minga music that you play, Drew?
Yeah.
And I'll sweeten the deal. Drew is going to write a Minga song just for her.
Oh, yeah. That'll be perfect. Perfect.
And I think Drew looks over at Mr. Golster like what? Okay.
Cool.
And also, I think I have to. So in the move, it says I have, but you must pay the price you offered. So
right.
I'm thinking the implication that we haven't exactly had is that Mr. Golster has kept some of his paperwork from his old job. And this is Mr. Golster is going to officially, this is the favor, right? I'm calling it in. I'm destroying the paperwork.
Wow. Yeah, that's big stuff. So you don't hold anything over him anymore. Yep. That is the price you pay. Oof. Okay. Good. Let's check real quick. So healing. How does healing work? Because I think that is a thing we should explore real quick here. because I think it's Star Wars healing is like spray some Bacta on it. You're fine. You're back in the game.
Using a first aid kit heals a single harm level to a minorly wounded character or stabilizes a seriously wounded character. Under normal circumstances, requires no roll and consumes a single use of the kit. Healing more than one minor wound or any serious wounds requires a qualified doctor. Stun damage heals completely at the end of each scene.
I know a doctor.
Cool. So if we want to say med kit for Desicus to get her to 2 harm, that is perfectly fine with me.
Yeah, I mean, I could buy it. Got plenty of cash. Like, for whatever that's worth. You know, like I tell you what, it'll be 50 creds, right?
Yeah, 50 creds. There we go.
For the decent Bacta.
Cool. I'm going to stick that in our other rules that it's basically costs some money so we can use up the money stuff of this game.
Yeah, which, to be honest, it probably won't happen because if they're in a scene with Inez, I get 100 creds. I have at least 100 creds at the start
but we're
of every episode.
Using it, you know.
Yeah,
at least we're
yeah.
playing to using.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
Just continuously pulling out. Oh, it's a problem. Like, what would, like a roll of dollar bills would be like perfect in a 70s thing, but I'm trying to imagine how you do that in Star Wars. Like, it got to be
I mean, you got the credit, they're credit chits.
Yeah.
A bag full of chits, that kind of thing. Sweet. So Desicus, you've been able to heal 1 harm at this point, and I think we just did you guys want a pocket scene Inez and Desicus doing anything, or do we jump to?
I just wondered because I mean we haven't seen much of Desicus as a private eye, and I'd love to.
That's
if
true.
There's anything more to be got from like maybe I'm imagining this scene as like after we've got the prosthetic, like at least Inez has got her Targaryen prosthetics, which I will use another 50 creds to have bought my my costume and all the makeup and everything on, and maybe there's somebody else has gone missing, like taken from somewhere on a terrace and a crime scene that we could poke our noses around and try and find out something about the victims of this thing. But I don't want to dump that if you don't have any idea. You know what I mean? Because a lot of that requires you to have some vague idea rather than just us make it up.
I figure it could be like a montage where we're just like asking various people, and most of them just say, "I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I don't know anything," and then we have someone who knows something. Oh,
I know. Can it be while I'm getting my makeup done, and I'll talk to the regular folk with my heat on and tell them that it is the man looking for. We're just trying to help the people here, get them out from underneath the slime of these huts and black sun, but clearly the Stormies are involved too. I figure out Desicca's disguise, by the way. She's got a really big hat, like a broad-brimmed hat with kind of a veil hanging down from it. So she can just like lift it up and show who she is.
Perfect. Okay, so we framed up the idea of Desicus and Inez on this B-plot quick scene of you solving a crime. Do you imagine, Desicus, this is you working in Middle City for some folks, or is this one of those the Imperials don't care about it, so you're doing something about it in Lower City?
I think if we're connecting this to the makeup and prosthetics thing, I think Middle City feels more appropriate. So I think it's like, Inez is talking to them while they're doing her prosthetics and makeup, and I'm like hanging around in the background and then just asking just the right question at the right moment. That sort of thing.
Nice.
Just prodding the discussion in the right direction.
So I says to him, she wouldn't just run off like that. She would definitely leave a message. But they says to me, that like she just ran off. But I know something wrong happened there. But gossipy sort of like what was the singer in the
Yeah.
Yeah, with a big out thing, like talking away with like hair curlers and everything up. Kind of thing.
Are you talking about Sice
Yeah.
Noodles, like a creature like
Yeah.
what, like Sice Noodles?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
I love that. That little mouth kind of bouncing around and talking constantly. Just
Yeah.
because I want a crime scene involved, because I really want to give you the opportunity to utilize that. They're talking
Yeah, I was thinking
about
that she's giving us the lead to the crime scene, kind of
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and then we're going to the crime scene.
Or
Absolutely.
she takes us there afterwards. Like, yeah, this is a place. It's always really messy, but yeah.
Are we cool if it's like person got mugged, beat up real bad, took important thing from them, and it's less the credits, more of the this was my grandfather's before he went off to fight. He left Terrace and he went and fought in the rebellion, and we don't talk about it, why it means so much to us. And there's this alleyway that's not far from the beauty salon where you.
Are we solving a disconnected crime, or
That's
are
what I
we?
was thinking, like solving a disconnected crime.
Because I originally thought of it more as like other people. We know that people are going missing, right? And like, so
so
we're
this
more
could be
kind
a
of like
breadcrumb along the that way.
yeah. Which in the movie, because the movie doesn't have to have this is a coincidence that we've come across this sort of
Cool.
thing,
I like that. Yeah. So this is where they were taken. It's the last place that we saw him. It's the last place that he was. And that's because, and I just give you this free, you're realizing that the people who've been taken, like there have been no humans taken as part of this slave ring, because that would bring the imps in and get them involved. So you're faced with this alley. There's probably some like blowing newspapers of some kind, a dumpster. There's a lot of detritus, and there's got to be something here that you could scope out. Why don't you scope out a recent scene of a recent crime?
Yeah. So this is like scope out a scene is the move.
The move, you'll be rolling a scope out a scene, but you're scoping out a crime scene, so you get extra questions.
Cool. And I've got a +2 in brains. That's a 10. And the 10 gives me 3 questions. And do I need to? Yeah, I can always ask one of these for free. I mean, who is the most obvious suspect is kind of boring to ask. How many people were involved in the crime? I think that's more fun.
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, so how does Descus do this? Is it a thing where she just observes from afar? Does she go in and
she walks around, but it's like she walks around kind of with her hands on her back and like just looks at things. And I think she has like not a baton, but like a walking stick that you can, like a collapsible walking stick, with like the thing at the end, and she kind of pokes at things a little bit and lifts things up with that. So she doesn't touch anything because this place is dirty and she needs to stay clean. But she kind of lifts things and pokes things with a stick.
I have this image of she has like a fancy cane looking thing.
Yeah, that was I was going for.
And to make it Star Wars, whenever she picks things up with it, it kind of hovers just off the end of it.
Yeah.
So we're going to do something silly, Nish. I hope you don't mind playing along. You're going to ask your questions. I am going to feed you the answers through direct message, and then Descus can reveal whatever you want to the others about how you find this out, and yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So she looks around and she kind of scrapes at the ground and yeah. See this footprint here? That big guy left this. Maybe a Wookiee, maybe a Trandoshan, maybe human with just really big feet. Who knows? and they drag them out here, and yeah, you can see someone dropped a bunch of death sticks here. They were the lookouts, obviously, and then there must have been a driver. You can see here they bumped they scraped some paint off here on the corner when they took off. So I get the usual questions. I think the only thing that's interesting is there anything hidden here?
Jessica, stop just walking around like that. You're not going to find anything more.
Oh, what about this? And she kind of, I think she reaches out, but then she like picks up. She pulls out a handkerchief and kind of wipes at the wall a bit. See, look here. Things get dust, soot all over it here so fast, but look, there's black sun sigils here. But Ines, you know these things? These don't look right, do they?
No, I guess they don't. Now that I look closer, must be some sort of new code. It doesn't check out.
Yeah, it's that or someone who doesn't know how to do them. I'm not sure. That's you get a good eye out for that. Yeah, I think that's it. The other ones aren't really relevant to.
So there are the clue there would be that there are strange black sun tags in the alleyway. Yeah.
Are there any questions? Well, you're in the scene. Are there any questions from crime scene investigation or scope out the scene that you want to ask?
I don't want to step on.
Don't want to step on it. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
it was just the understood.
No, if you have anything, then please go ahead.
Yeah. Well, no, it'd be rolling. I mean,
no, I'm not asking you to roll. I'm saying
Under
said there's no other questions I've got. I just want to see.
Oh, okay. Do we still have hold?
Yeah, we have two more.
Oh, I thought we'd spent the hold. Sorry, I didn't misunderstood.
No.
I
was not clear. Sorry about that.
No, that's my bad. I think who knows more about this than the letting on? And I can take a very a broad answer on that. You know what I mean? Like the man or whatever, or like it must be Hadjo the Hut, or like because there's no way he wouldn't know about something happening here in his patch or something like that. You know what I mean? Or which NPC who's seemingly disconnected from this entirely is maybe there's like a swoop gown patch was torn off in a struggle or something.
Oh, it's Palowick. That is Snoodle species. In case that's.
Pink and Jessica like goes out into the street and looks around for some landmarks. Oh yes, we're right below Hajor's dueling ring. It's straight up from here.
Huh. I wonder. So Hajor must be involved in this somehow. It's a good job I made him make that promise in front of everyone. It'll soon reveal his involvement to his seniors if they find out that we were poking around here.
and that's why he took us out. And my other question then would be, who is the most obvious suspect of, maybe we can tie someone like more firmly to this particular kidnapping, right? Like, not that it not that it affects like our approach because we already think that these people are bad, right? But like it gives us some sort of leverage or direct lead on an NPC that we might encounter later, or who we've already encountered, or who exists somewhere in Taris. You know what I mean? Like, like we know for sure rather than just we assume kind of thing.
Yeah, or it could be like, yeah, that brand of jet stick, I know who smokes that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out. Here, I'll tell you and we'll work backwards. I'm sorry. I'm doing a lot of like.
Yeah, well, this is when we frame entire like investigative scenes.
Rich's kryptonite. I'm doing my best, guys.
Yeah. It's
Let's
not Brindlewood
say,
Bay after all, is it?
fuck no, it's not. I think what you pick up, Descus and Nez. Let's say this one.
I would have just said Smiley for.
That's exactly where I was going. I was just trying to figure out maybe it's one of Smiley's bullets because she's got that bandolier. Yeah, but it's totally Smiley. Thank you for reading my mind. I was going to sound smart for a second, but you're already ahead of the.
Well, it's the one NPC I have written down as part of this connected to this. So yeah, I pick up. I think maybe it's the Palawaki. I think that's what you said they were called, right? The picks up a bullet, and I look at it and go like, huh, was Gulster here with that relic he carries? And then you go, no, that belongs to the the thug who beat me up the other night. Yeah.
Yeah, we go back to maybe Descus right before Smiley ordered Vastadur to punch you, and we see another one of those very specific bullets that she only uses for certain targets in the dueling ring. Cool. Okay. Does that scene feel good? You definitely got lots of clues.
Yeah, and then that was the last shot, right? Was the picking up the bullet. And because it was a 70s one, it was slightly in the wrong focus and kind of off to the side, right? And we had to AD in the audio afterwards, and it doesn't sound at all connected to the thing.
Yeah, and I'm imagining the bullet is kind of a bronzed bullet with some embossing in there. It's very fanciful. You get shot with that, no one's gonna know that it isn't Smiley. Do we cut straight to the big party, or is that a thing we open with on next session? It feels like a session opener to me.
Yeah,
that's the episode opener is the big party. So do we have any other pocket scenes or small scenes folks want to do before we bring things to wrap? Okay, cool.
We did.
Can I say that Inez is going to be a dancer? Right, that's what my I'm a Togruta dancer rather than a Twi'lek one, right? Like super exotic, but yeah.
So we just need to see her dance. We need to see Inez dance. Good. So we'll have Inez as Togruta dancing, Descus with her wide brim sombrero style hat and veil, Drew with some crew. By the way, Stephen, think about some other band members that we'll bring into the scene. Feel free to make up new folks or grab some folks from Terrace NPCs and places, even if it doesn't say anything about them playing music. We will reshape them. That'll be fun. Greg, Mr. Gulster just worked that invite with Vastadur, so that's good enough, right? Cool. Greg, you were going to say a thing though. Did you have a scene you wanted before?
I would like to have a little something, but I'm trying to think what it would be at this point. I think, I guess I don't have anything.
One option would be, getting the correct cover for people other than you and me. So, like getting Inez's outfit You could help out with that because you have connections. Does that sound interesting?
I think we
Well,
already
Nez,
kind of did that.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
you're disguised, right?
Yeah, we
you're
didn't roll
disguised
for
as a
anything, but yeah.
different dancer. And then Desiccus, you're just changing your clothes? You're doing a palette swap kind of thing, or
I'm doing the hat, like it's
the big?
yeah, probably like
Okay.
yeah, probably a palette swap as well. Like
Okay.
I'm wearing green instead of purple.
Okay.
Purple hair.
You're wearing a green shirt and yellow hair, right? Like,
Yeah.
you reverse them around.
Scene from Mr. Gulster. That I'm interested in exploring a scene from Mr. Gulster as we are nearing the end of our session.
How about
got-
a member of his a member of his old force rings him up and Sarge, what's this I hear about you and some speeders? I couldn't do, I put them off. Like, I've put my neck out for you. That's the last time, Gulster. Like,
yeah, it's got to be that. That sounds pretty fun. I don't think we have any imps in our thing, but a heat related sounds delicious. So where is it that, yeah, we'll call it an old member of the Terrace Authority who's 100% all in with the Imperials. Where is it that, as Rich jumps over to our names and species helper, Kerr Bim Boom. I love that name. Where is it that Kerr Bim Boom finds you?
Well, I assume that Mr. Gulster is out there, doing promotion kind of stuff, right? Because the whole part of this is that we're trying to build the biggest party we can have so that everyone comes and we can kind of pick out and put our ears against all of their shady dealings. So maybe it's just going back to that bar at the very beginning. Is that Sunny's Cafeteria?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think like literally this is probably one of the more 70s things. I'm passing out pamphlets, like little, I don't know, maybe they're data pads or something. Go into the board and putting up, oh, Drew's gonna hold a concert, blah blah blah. Right? It's supposed to be, I don't know, because we're doing a private party, right? So maybe I'm working the Zid Hounds.
Interesting.
They're like, yeah, no, you've been invited too. It's
going to cause chaos by having
we need some
around.
security. Are they like totally against the Black Sun, the Zid Hounds?
It sounds like what you're trying to do, just to put just to make sure I have the right idea, is you're trying to make sure that all the people that we want to show up.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe it's the cartel, really, is who I'm working then.
Oh, I think that fits a lot. Yeah, I like that a lot better.
Okay, so I'm working the cartel. Who have we seen on screen before for the cartel?
We haven't seen many. We know Hajur is involved, but we may have to make somebody up.
I like that Gar is eager to make his way into the gang. And I think Mr. Gulster would know this and see that as like his in, right? Like this young up and comer.
He's a member of a swoop gang, though, not the cartel.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Cartel is one more. Oh, then that's easy. Dots. A Rhodian, a fellow pilot.
So you are at Sunny's. Dots. Zur is there. He's very eager to work for the cartel. What's your pitch to try to get him where you want him?
Oh, let's see.
Is maybe like like Hajur's chauffeur now. You know what I mean? Like his private driver
Ooh,
kind of thing.
Right. Dots, where are you gonna be in a week?
I don't know, wherever I need to be. Why? Did you hear something?
Well, there's a party going on. There's a party going on with Elisar. I just got a little in myself, and I think there could be some profit for you.
Yeah.
Moving some stuff around outside the venue, moving some people in and out.
Okay. So like, I'm not gonna move any spice or anything. I'm not built for that. I'm not built for that. People, I'm a driver.
No.
I'm a driver.
No.
I'm a driver.
No. I know. I'm a driver too. So we, I think you bring some of your friends from the cartel, no?
I mean, I can mention it. It's not like I have their itinerary or anything. You know what I mean?
But that Irani, she has something to look at. Yeah, bring her to the party. She likes Drew's music. Drew's performing there.
Oh, okay. That maybe I could pitch. That maybe I could pitch. Well, you live dangerously though. You too dangerously for me, really. Too dangerous. You. I don't know. You're trouble. You know that, right? I like you. People like you, but you're trouble.
How can you be a good pilot and not like a little danger? Is this giving someone the third degree, or am
I think
getting
you
what
are.
I want?
Let's have you give it the third degree. That sounds
So,
fun.
When you scrutinize a person's responses while they're interacting with them. Hold on, what's the actual? Okay, yeah, because how can I get you to? Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm great at that. +1. Let's see. I'm not dealing with authorities. No, because it's looks +0. Okay, I was just thinking, like, is there a way I could use my car to do this? But that's actually not even one of the. Is it? Sorry. Hold on. You have some of the third degree is not one of the moves I can use my car on. Okay.
Yeah, I think that maybe would be weird.
It would
but
be
if you brought him out to the van, that
wow,
cool.
That's a 12.
Jeez, the dice love you tonight. Awesome.
Well, they didn't at the beginning.
They had
okay, so hold 3. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what can I do to make sure you are there, and that you bring Alina, and that you bring Azure, eh?
Just man, I'm gonna need a little bit of credits to make that happen. You know what I mean? That's a Black Sun thing. I'm not sure if he actually is going to go himself. Thought he was going to send, dignitaries, lieutenants. He's not actually officially part of the cartel, so he doesn't have to go, and he's smart. He doesn't like to leave his slab, if you know what I mean.
Okay. I have deep pockets. So this is a down payment. And Mr. Golster slides across. I mean, I'm just going to spend all my money. It's the end of the session, right?
Sure.
So
I don't think you get him a session refresh like Inez does.
No, nobody else gets money back.
But Inez gets one. So
true.
Okay.
So I like the idea of Ghost being like, I need reimbursing for these purchases. Did you get receipts?
Exactly?
Yeah.
For your receipts.
My invoices.
This is a down payment, Dots. There's more, just as much. If you bring, let's see.
So you want him to ensure that Hajur is going to be there? Because you led off with Arani.
Yeah. That was just the stepping stone to try and get Hajur there as well.
Okay. So the pièce de résistance, the bribe to get Arani, to get Hajur there, not to send dignitaries.
Yeah.
I'm into that. You can now have 2 more questions or hold. Do you want to hit?
What do you intend to do? No, that's this is going to be a calm. I know the Black Sun and the cartel. They are like blue milk, and they are like synthahol. They do not mix, but my friend, you're not intending to do anything untoward with this information.
I mean, everybody knows about the party. It's just nobody knows that Drew's playing. So I'll use that information to grease some palms and make sure that Hajur goes. I'm friends with Oleander. I think I can make it happen. Yeah.
Mr. Goster grabs his arm and squeezes very tightly. Are you telling the truth?
Yeah, he's going to try working through Oleander to try to get her to want to go, so she'll motivate Hajur. So he intends on trying, but he's overselling his connection with Oleander.
Okay, that's fair. I look forward to seeing you. Dots. And maybe I will let you drive the fuzzy bantha. Huh? That's gonna be the speeder. The fuzzy bantha.
Oh. Dude, yeah. I heard you did lots of mods on that. I'm into it.
Yeah, she's really big.
She is. She's huge. Cool. So he seems excited about the possibility of driving your van, not knowing that Deskus did it just hours ago. Cool. With that, we'll bring the actual scene to a close, and let's work through our post-game stuff, which is talking about hooks. So at the end of each session, you can get an XP, 1 XP, if you manage to resolve a hook with another player. Also, if you, at the end of the session, you've upheld at least one of your hooks during gameplay, you get an XP. So it's 2 different things. If you've resolved a hook, that's an XP. If at end of session you played to at least one of your hooks, that's an XP. Let's start with Desigus. Did you play to any of your hooks?
Not strongly. Maybe I might be the brains, but an S makes it happen.
I felt like that was a good setup.
She set up the whole thing with a makeup and aesthetics, that sort of thing.
Cool. Mark an XP. Drew, do you have any? Deskus, did you resolve any hooks?
No.
These hooks aren't really written to resolve. I think that's like Dungeon World tech that's been copied over.
Yeah.
Steven, for Drew, do you have any hooks that you played to this session?
Mr. Golster has some connections I need to meet. So
yeah, going to the garage, all that good stuff.
Yep.
Cool. Mark an XP. And Will, did Inez have any hooks you played to?
I think I played both. Deskus knows things I need, so we work together, and Mr. Golster is my best ally in my efforts, because I was like, Golster, he talks a lot, he's a bit handsy, but he knows people. And that's what we need. So I know it's only 1, but I need to.
Yeah, for sure.
Next session will be the one where we all get to, I get to mark Drew Thal, right? Because the kid has talent. As I dance again on the stage to Drew's music.
Nice. And then Mr. Golster.
It's kind of a stretch. The one I had with Desicus, I feel like I more resolved the second part of it with the person I let free, which isn't even actually part of the move. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Drew Thal being your good luck charm is a good one as well.
Yeah.
I agree.
So what was the job we did again together, Inez? Oh, that I got you credits. All right. So I need to leverage that next time. I'm going to put that in the thing. But okay, I'll take
Mark
the one
and
for the
for Mr. Gulster. Okay. Then let's do our traditional stars and wishes. We will begin with wishes so we can end.
We also have our buzz.
Oh, right. Sorry. Thank you. Buzz. I can't believe I forgot that. I think I did last time too. Well, then let's stick with Mr. Belster. Did you advance what? Okay.
Is this the buzz, the justice?
Yeah. Did you advance your buzz or
no? I don't think it busted any criminals. So I'll definitely get that next time though.
Okay. Then Inez.
I agree
Payback?
with no, I don't think I moved towards payback at all here. Setting us in the position to get some payback, but it's nothing done this session negatively really affected the any of our enemies, whereas last session it made them look bad. Nothing else.
It did.
Yeah.
This was the building up. Okay. Drew, did you seek new experiences and see the galaxy and everything it has to offer?
I think so. I think that's an easy trigger to hit. So I think that I'm not used to being wrapped up with all these gangsters and all that kind of stuff. So
that's where I was leaning. I was like,
yeah.
If you say you didn't have adventure, goodness, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
Cool. So go ahead and mark an XP for your buzz. And then Dessicus, that is thrills. Did you have any thrills this session?
I mean, I think my driving has to count for that.
I think so too. I'd hope so. It seemed thrilling. Sweet. That is good. So now, have we finished everything? Is there anything else I forgot? Write myself. Buzz at end. Who'd like to go first with wishes?
I wrote down one thing in the whole session.
Okay.
Why is there no montage move in a game meant to emulate films from the 1970s? That was strange because I heard like Anders and Will were like, well, we should have a montage. I'm like, oh, there's gonna be a cool montage move, and I'm going through the thing and no, okay. So I wish there was a montage move. There's a million montage moves out there we could graft onto the system, but I think it would be fun.
There are a number of moves I would like to graft onto this system, and that is one that I would add.
This is one of those games that there are so many cool ideas in it, but it's not that well made. So you want to tinker with it and make it better.
So do you think that's because of the age of it? I mean, it came out pretty soon after Apocalypse World, right? Yeah.
I do think that a second edition could go a really long way. That said, I also feel that about a lot of Monkey Fun games. Like the pitch is like, oh my God, that lights my mind on fire. That is so cool. And there are flashes of stuff that I really dig, but it doesn't all hang together.
Yeah, it's not all because it's old.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, and I'll add one more wish just because I noticed it sort of towards the end of the session. I would love to see Drew Thal use the groupies. And I think we'll get the chance for that. Just because that engages the whole gang rules a little bit, which always, gang rules are gang rules. But I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Awesome. That's a great wish.
My wish would be for this big party, lots of sleazebags and goombas squaring off up against each other and listening to a big performance, and their petty rivalries and secret plots basically being like picked up as eavesdropped conversation, or like watching, you know what I mean, that kind of like you're at a party in a video game and everyone talks about the thing that's going on. And I would like I mean, I think a lot of my wishes are covered by the setup that we've had already, like dancing and listening to Drew and having the band and having all of that kind of thing. But a wish I would also have is to have us chase someone down and have Mr. Gulster in particular, not us running from the law or from anybody else, but trying to chase down a fleeing perp, some scumbag, you know?
Yes, that is so 70s. It has to happen. Thank you for that. I will gleefully ask. Sorry, go ahead, Andesh.
This is probably for the last session, but I want a big shootout at some point.
I don't know. It could happen during the concert.
Yeah, I mean, it could, but
feels like that's a good spot for it.
If it happens, it happens. But yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Nish.
Yeah. So I struggled to find any wishes, but I like. Someone mentioned the groupies. I struggled a little bit trying to get the groupies to fit in a little bit. It helped to get a couple of NPCs and say, okay, they're one of my groupies. But I also outlined, so that's one wish, and then another one is I outlined some of the band members. Did we name the Palawick?
No, we didn't name her.
Okay, so I named the Palawick then.
Oh, perfect.
Her name is Tree Luby.
That's
and
great.
I've got all this written down. So I put together a few band members. They might fit better into the groupie move is more like, you send some people out. They can't do any fighting or anything like that. They're awful, but they can find out some information and maybe grease some wheels. So that might be a good way that, maybe the band are the groupies that go out and find stuff. I don't know that.
That's fun. That's a nice way to collapse it in.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it works, but yeah.
You could have, the band and the groupies could be like, you'll get little private guest lists, like the plus ones, like your band members' partners or like whatever,
Yeah.
And then while you're playing, they could be like mingling with these, like, oh wow, Drew, you all these people. I mean, they're so dangerous, but you see how nice that food is, and it's an open bar. Like, oh, while I was at the bar, I overheard whatever talking to whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And I found a new drug dealer, and yeah.
Nice. Good. Any other wishes, Stephen?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Then let's stick with you for stars. Do you have any stars to hand out?
I do. Number one, I want to say, Anders, your image of like the outfit that you had Desiccus kind of change into was fantastic. And I rat holed for a little while looking for cool veils and that kind of stuff to kind of say, oh, this is what she'd be dressed up as. It really brought my imagination and kind of brought it out because I knew exactly what she looked like. I just couldn't find the picture. And, another star is I really appreciate all of the 70s kitsch that we kind of brought in. I've got 70s music playing in the background and it's fantastic. And I'm like, man, I should do that more often. And I really like how Mr. Golster kind of came in and he's got such a gregarious personality. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
I agree. Fantastic. Thank you, Stephen. Anish, did you have any stars?
Yeah, I love Mr. Golster just coming in here and being such a clear character right from the get-go. That's really cool. I really enjoyed the scene with the detective stuff. I think that was really smart to feed the information that way. I'm going to have to steal that for some game sometime. I really like that. I think the whole thing with the band, the whole scene with the band and the stormtroopers was really fun. And like Ines kind of reluctantly being stashed away in the back, and Drew trying to talk the stormies down. That was fun. And I appreciate the little things brought in from the Swoop Gangs game as well. That was cool.
Cool. Thank you so much, Andesh. Will, any stars out there that?
I mean, I'm happy. I'm also very happy to have been able to bring in the swoop gangs and everything. That's one of the major reasons I was like, I want to really play on Taris rather than a new place, because we've already got so many NPCs, and it's good to see them like interact and do other things, right? So thank you all for indulging as well. Because, but then I'm like, I think 3 of us were in that game, right? So
Yes.
yeah. Sorry, Greg. But yeah. But I love that we're all buying into the Star Wars Saturdays shtick here, right? With that, it's great. I also, Rich, improvising an investigation scene with us. Sorry to have put that on you, but thank you for running with it. Because we are kind of playing this game like we're sort of building our antagonists, you know what I mean? Because we came in very open, didn't we? And everything was like a discussion about, well, what kind of game do you didn't have like a sort of pre-made thing that's come out of that sort of play to find out entirely, right? Like, that made sense to me to be like, well, we could always play to find out. Just because we don't have a lead in front of us, why don't we just suggest that there is one, kind of thing?
Oh, I loved it. I am much more into us talking about the frame and invest than Rich being expected to run an investigation game.
Yeah.
Very different things.
Having the whole network mapped out already, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes, I did not have the like thumbtacks and the strings that you might have for any game you play well.
I do all that retrospectively. Well, I mean, actually, no, that's a lie. Anyways, no.
But yeah, that's a lie.
But I loved seeing Desica be a PI, like, because I love the idea of a Star Wars like sleuth gumshoe kind of thing. It's great, especially this eccentric one. Gulster, of course, is great. Such a sort of like it reminds me of like Harvey Bullock from Batman. Maybe like the animated version, like a big sort of like grizzled cop who's just like sort of like slightly over the top, but maybe like a more sociable version of Harvey Bullock, but like if he was more well liked rather than sort of like the Batman foil kind of thing. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing Drew play. I enjoyed the fact that he got his fingers hurt. That was a great, like, oh, the cost of this thing. And I didn't roll a single dice this session.
Whoa! Wow!
I was more than happy
during
with
the ashes sequence, and everybody, Oh, dang! I didn't even realize that.
I mean, I was more than happy with it. I really enjoyed just like having everything else move around, and because I was like, well, all of my moves are mostly about shooting things, which is a bit of an essence. So it was nice to have an episode that didn't have we got shot at, but we left it basically.
You're ready to go.
Yeah,
you were my hard move. And then shoots him. Sweet. Thank you so much, Will. Greg, did you have any stars?
Lots of stars. Thank you, everyone, for being patient and letting me join a little late. So sorry about that. Also, stars for just the general tone. I feel like this is very much like Star Wars could have come out, and if this could have been like an offshoot Saturday morning cartoon of Star Wars that wasn't the droids thing that they did. Like the whole scene with like joining you all get in my van for somewhere more private, and we leave, and it's just a great like on ramp into the drama you guys already had going, and hanging out the side of the van is just so much fun. I like that whole thing. I'm super looking forward to where we're going with it. So yeah,
cool. Stars to you guys. This was really fun. I love learning about Minga music and Hannah Palowick in the middle of our game, and the beauty parlor, like everyone bringing the 70s tropes and places and things into this has been really delightful. It feels like a low budget knockoff Star Wars that maybe was made in Mexico in the 70s because they didn't want to get sued out of existence kind of deal. And I just want to buy the not Kenner toys of the Stars War toy line from this series. That would be amazing. Also, star to you guys throwing enough out there to where I figured out what's going on as we're playing. So it may be malleable if someone has a much cooler thing, but if asked, I have an idea of what's going on. Yay! That's not usually the case in mysteries for me. I usually get confused. And now I know what's up. So I'm pretty stoked about it. I even dropped a clue hinting towards it. So Will probably already knows, but that's fine. That's okay. It doesn't hurt.
Was it the graffiti by any chance?
It was the graffiti.
It was the graffiti. Yeah, I
it's an
actually don't know.
clue.
Yeah, I don't actually know what it signifies, but
that's okay.
I did was like, that's definitely the hook that we will find out later kind of thing. It was definitely like a musical sting, like as it came up, you know.
Oh, okay. This was fun. I really appreciate you guys, and we're over time. So thanks everybody for playing. We'll bring the recording to a close.